Ooh, bald facts, man, coming at you. Here are 50 amazing facts to blow your mind. There are an estimated 2 million saunas in Finland, even though the population of the country is at 5.3 million. This basically means that every person in Finland at whatever time can go to their favorite sauna. Broadcaster and national historian Sir David Attenborough is the only person to have won British Academy of Film and Television Arts Awards for programs in each of black and white, color, HD, 3D, and 4K. The Andromeda Galaxy is so massive that if it were brighter and we could see it, then it would look bigger than the moon to us. For reference, the moon is only 400,000 kilometers away from us, but the Andromeda Galaxy is 25 quintillion kilometers or 2.5 million light years away from us. Sunsets on Mars are blue instead of red because the heavy dust particles block out most of the sun's light. However, the blue light pushes through the atmosphere better than the red or yellow colors and is much more visible. Apples that are sold in stores in the United States can be up to 1 year old. In 2004, a bus that was transporting the Dave Matthews Band in Chicago dumped 362 kilograms of waste off of the bridge and into a river, but it splashed onto a boat full of sightseers. What a lovely day! The driver was sentenced to 18 months of probation, 150 hours of community service, and $10,000 in fine. The Spanish basketball team for the 2000 Sydney Paralympic Games were stripped of their gold medals after it was revealed that 10 out of their 12 players were not disabled. Researcher James Gilpin started a project where he takes the sugar from the urine of elderly people with diabetes and uses it to make whiskey. He then bottles the whiskey with the name and age of the person who donated. Nicholas Stephen Waddle was born on September 9th, 1999 at 9:09 a.m. The baby also weighed in at 9 pounds 9 ounces. In July of 2018, 3 thieves stole a horn shark from an aquarium in San Antonio and disguised it as a baby before putting it in a stroller and wheeling it out. 2 of the thieves confessed to the police and were charged. Don't mind me, I'm just a little baby. Sharks always have English accents, I don't know why. A 30-year-old woman named Autumn Erhard won the top prize of $1 million on Wheel of Fortune during the show's 30th anniversary theme that week. The episode aired on May 30th. The Byzantine Empire would use an incendiary weapon during naval warfare called Greek fire that was first developed around 672 AD. Fire was so effective because it was capable of floating on the surface of the water to burn other ships. The formula was a heavily guarded secret, and we still do not know to this day how it was made. UPS drivers have a specific route that they must follow that includes never turning left. Although it might sometimes take longer to get to their destination, it reduces the chance of an accident and actually saves fuel. The KKK sent singer Johnny Cash death threats because they saw a picture of him with his first wife, who the hate group thought was black. It turned out that she was just an Italian-American woman. The ancient Mayans thought turkeys were a symbol of power and worshipped them like gods around 300 BC when they were at the height of their civilization. They believed that they had supernatural abilities and were in turn exclusively owned by the most rich and powerful people. Ella Slack has been the body double for Queen Elizabeth for 30 years and takes the place of the Queen during rehearsals for large events. Author J.I. Rodale died during the taping of The Dick Cavett Show on June 8, 1971 at the age of 72. Before he died, he told Cavett that he was in such good health that he fell down a flight of stairs and laughed the whole way down. He also said that he was going to live to 100. Obviously, that didn't happen. There was a fake prison in South Korea that stressed out business people and students check themselves into in order to relax and find relief. They're not allowed to have mobile phones or clocks and are also not allowed to talk to other inmates. Their menu is rice porridge for breakfast and a steamed sweet potato with a banana milkshake for dinner. I mean, I would go there, that sounds good. According to Vox, astronaut ice cream has always been a myth and they have never eaten it in space. It was used as a marketing ploy to influence the young and impressionable. John Johnson was a mountain man in the 1800s who went by the nickname Liver Eating Johnson because he ate the livers of about 300 Crow Indians, according to the historian Andrew Mahane Sutherland. He did this out of of revenge for the murder of his wife, who was from the Flathead American Indian tribe. The consumption of their livers was considered an insult to the Crow because they believed that they were important for the afterlife. After making peace with the tribe eventually, John died at the age of 75 in Santa Monica, California in 1900. The Congo River is the only river in the world that crosses the equator twice by flowing north and south of it. It's also the only major river in the world that crosses the equator even once. Wild parrots have been spreading and seen throughout Phoenix, Arizona for years. According to conservationist Greg Clark, these colonies were started in the 1980s when an aviary set loose 100 birds after a monsoon. He said another aviary released more birds around that time because the owner didn't want them anymore. And then they just started, you know. There is a language in the mountains of the Canary Islands that consists of whistling and has been used for centuries. The language is called Silbo Gamero, and it's used by transferring Spanish into whistling sounds. That makes the messages travel further and louder than if you were to yell. Retired NFL safety Troy Polamalu had a minor speaking role in the 2015 Disney film Moana. Muggsy Bogues holds the record for the shortest NBA player of all time at 5 feet 3 inches. According to Martin Banks, who's a scientist at the University of California, Berkeley, animals with vertical slits as pupils are likely to be an ambush predator. He says that these animals need to correctly judge the distance between them and their prey, and having vertical slits optimizes that ability. Steven Hillenberg was a marine biology instructor at the Orange County Marine Institute who wrote a comic book about tide pool animals called the Intertidal Zone. 2 years after pursuing a career in animation, he developed the characters from his comic book and turned them into the show SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, Mr. Krabs. Steve Jobs would frequently eat at his biological father's Mediterranean restaurant in San Jose, California, without ever knowing that the owner was his father. They even met a few times. In 2005, a man with a PhD in glass science named Don McPherson was playing Ultimate Frisbee in Santa Cruz, California one day when his friend asked him if he could wear sunglasses that he made himself. The friend immediately told him that he was no longer colorblind. According to William A. Hiscock from Montana State University, if you were in a spaceship that continually accelerated at 1G and traveled to the center of our galaxy and back, then it would only take 40 years. However, when you came back, 60,000 years will have passed on Earth, even though 40 years have passed for you. This means that you can technically go into the future. In 2027, the autopsy report for Elvis Presley will be unsealed for the first time, 50 years after the rock star's death. The dancing plague of 1518 in Strasbourg was an outbreak of manic dancing that consisted of 400 people who were mostly women. Over the course of 1 month, 15 people a day died from heart attacks and exhaustion. English novelist Jane Austen is buried at Winchester Cathedral in England, along with the former kings that date back as far as 611 AD. According to The Outline, the former CEO of the popular virtual website Neopets was a Scientologist who used the org board method for his company. This method was designed by Scientology creator L. Ron Hubbard and made it the business model for his followers. Play-Doh was originally manufactured by Kroger Grocery to be a product that could clean coal residue from wallpaper. Trigeminal neuralgia is a neuropathic disorder that's classified as having episodes of intense pain in the face that comes from the trigeminal nerve. The pain is so intense and excruciating that the disorder is referred to as suicide disease. Wealthy landowners in Britain during the 18th century would hire hermits to live on their land for aesthetic purposes. These hermits would only live on their estate and think about their existence while providing wisdom with visitors. One ad that was looking for a hermit, however, demanded that they could not talk to anyone, cut their hair, or even leave the estate. A large portion of the scary sounds that you hear in thriller and horror movies comes from an instrument called the water phone. Beef carcasses are given electrical stimulation before they are slaughtered and skinned to prevent rigor mortis. Scientists are developing a device that can translate the vocalizations of animals into something that we can understand by using artificial intelligence. They've been studying and gathering data from prairie dogs for 30 years and discovered that they have their own language system. Women in the Victorian era would treat dead birds with arsenic and place them on top of their hats for decoration. Some of these hats are on display today in museums, and still have traces of arsenic on them, so employees have to handle them with care. Italian surgeon Sergio Canavero is attempting to successfully give a head transplant to a breathing human soon that will take 36 hours to complete and will require 150 doctors and nurses. However, according to Christopher Hooton at The Independent, one of the things that could happen to someone if they did successfully receive a head transplant is they could go insane. Babies have over 60 more bones in their bodies than adults. The electricity that is made from the human brain is enough to power a small LED light bulb. When the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree in New York is taken down each year, it's used as lumber for Habitat for Humanity. An adult gray wolf is capable of eating over 10 kilograms of meat in one sitting. That's a whole lot of you. Sumo wrestlers in Japan used to get silicone implants on top of their heads to pass the height requirements of 5 feet 8 inches. The chainsaw was originally designed to assist with giving birth by cesarean section and not for cutting wood. The ancient Egyptian pharaoh Ramses II lived to be either 92 or 96 years old and outlived many of his older sons. Scientists also found that through CT scans that Ramses II had red hair as well as arthritis in his hip and gum disease. But thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch more, click the elements on your screen right now. You can watch my most recent video or more 50 amazing facts, whatever is your preference. Take your time, enjoy yourself, baby. Sit back, click away, enjoy yourself. You can subscribe on the little logo there too. It's up to you. You enjoy yourself now. Oh, and also check out Fact Maniac in the description. Lots of links down there. Just saying. Okay, I'll see you then. Goodbye now.